welcome to Radiant Mom Rising. Get ready to be inspired, empowered, and uplifted. I'm your host, Mary Dibble, and in each episode, we dive into amazing stories, insights, and conversations that help moms like you chase your dreams and embrace your worth. Let's rise and shine together. Hello, beautiful mamas, and thank you so much for tuning in to the Radiant Mom Rising podcast. I'm Mary Dibble, your host, and today we are celebrating a milestone with the show. This today marks 100th episodes released, and I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you, whether you're just now following the show or you've been with me from the beginning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Every little bit of comments, ratings, reviews, everything means the world. And I'm just so grateful to be on this journey. As most of you know, this podcast is all about bringing on guests and sharing their incredible stories, their journeys. And I'm on a mission because I want to inspire you moms to believe in yourselves, to love yourself, to put yourselves first and go after your dreams, because so many of us, we have put ourselves on the back burners. We've not allowed ourselves to believe on all the limitless possibilities out there for us. And we've kind of always stayed in the background of everything. We were just moms. And I know now more than ever that we matter too. You matter too. And so if there's anything I can do through storytelling, through showing you all these incredible moms and people who made a decision to just change their lives, to show up differently and arrive in who they were always meant to be, that is exactly the journey that I'm on personally, and I love it. I love who I'm becoming each and every day, and I'm just excited to bring you along this journey. For those of you who are new and don't know me yet, I am Mary Dibble. I'm the host of this podcast, and I am also a life coach for moms. I am a wife and I am a mom of three. I have a son that just turned 4 in June and a daughter who actually just turned 6 yesterday on August 2nd, and I have a son who's 17. I became a mom when I was only 20 years old. And before that, I struggled with drugs and being homeless as a teen. I had a little rough upbringing. So I was born in New York, but along my journey, I've lived in Texas where my mom and dad divorced, and then I ended up in North Carolina, in Wilkesboro, North Carolina, which is very country, which is why you always hear every so often you'll hear my little country accent, but I'm a country girl, although my mom is from Trinidad and my dad is from Puerto Rico. So, but I do not speak Spanish. My husband, who's Caucasian, he speaks Spanish. I don't. So it's a little funny. It's a little joke we have, but maybe someday. For now, I'm as country as they get. I'm not not good with that. So anyways, just a little bit about my history. As I grew up with a single mom, my dad was never really part of our lives, and of course it impacted me in many ways. I always craved for him to want me. I always wanted him to be part of our lives, and it seemed like he just always chose women over us. He never really, even if we had to go visit him for a short period of time, he was never really present with us, and I just never felt his love. He ended up marrying a woman whose religion was Muslim. And because I didn't really grow up in church. I'm more of a spiritual person than I am religion, but I do believe in God. And he did deliver me from drug addiction when I was young. So I definitely strongly believe in that spiritual journey. I just am not big on church. But long story short, like she didn't want me part of his life and he chose her. And that, when I was 18, that was one of the last times I ever seen or heard from him. And it was really hard navigating life. We were evicted when I was only going on 16 years old. And at that time, I was already doing hardcore drugs, like, Oxycontin, pain, any kind of pills, smoking, drinking. I started drinking when I was 11. It seemed innocent in our family. I feel like it's like this innocence of like, oh, they can have a little sip of wine coolers. It's not a big deal. Everybody drinks. It's a cultural kind of like, that's what we do when we get together. So it was out of an innocence because I think a lot of people were not very educated as far as the fact that alcohol is a drug. It is a drug. It's like the worst drug in the world because especially since it's legal for so many. But anyways, that aside, it was an introduction, and I think I always also grew up. I had a very low self-esteem about myself, so I always, especially with my sister, I craved her attention. So when she started kind of partying and doing her own thing, and I felt like we were becoming distant, it was my way of being like, I want to be cool, I want to be seen, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. And growing up, especially as, when you're in middle school and you're going through the awkward stages and then into high school, it's like you want to fit in, you want to belong somewhere. And so for me, I felt like, okay, everyone's partying and doing this, so why not join in? And little did I realize it would pull me into a dark place of addiction. And with me already having depression, I suffered a lot with depression. I suffered with eating disorders. I always felt like I was fat. So I, struggled a little bit with being a little anorexic and then bulimic, and it was a big challenge. It was just chaotic. I was a terrible teen. I always gave my mom attitude. I ran all over her, and Lord knows she loved us to death, but she also was very young and didn't really have a lot of support and didn't really understand how to handle someone like me. She tried to put me in therapy. She tried to be my friend. And but I will say I love my mom because no matter what I did, I was always able to talk to her about anything and everything. And she never really judged me. She never made me feel like awful for it, but it did hurt her. I know I disappointed her and I know I could have been better. But you know what? We all go through what we go through. And I think that's why in the end, it's funny how we get evicted and I have to go out on my own. And I went from place to place and it was awful because then I get into cocaine and crack even. And it was one of those like just trying to survive. And some of the things that I had to go through to survive was really hard. I, had already lost my virginity when I was only 13 years old at being pressured. And that's just only a part of some of the things that have happened to me sexually on my journey that caused a lot of trauma that followed me for many, many years. But again, God is good and he showed up in a way that was weird and unexpected and another part of my story that I share on other times, but he still made found me where I was at, even though I didn't really grow up in church, and he put me in a place where I could no longer hide from him, and he saved me and he showed me a different way. And now, reckon sometimes that happens and people stay on that path and they're great. Unfortunately, sometimes people go back and they get with the wrong crowd again and they fall back into another dark place, which is something I did because I was still young and I ended up meeting a guy who got me right back into drugs and ended up actually physically abusing me. I was trapped in that for a while, but I was able to escape and move forward. And at that point, my mom was established in Morganton and I moved to start over fresh with her. And not too long after that, I got pregnant. And this pregnancy was, of course, unexpected. And the father wanted me to have an abortion. I wouldn't. He left and ended up dating someone we worked with because, oh, yeah, we worked together. So I had to, for my 8 months of being pregnant, work with this guy and his girlfriend, and they loved, of course, throwing it in my face. And it was a big challenge because I was only 20 years old. I was young. I didn't know. I'm just now trying to start over in my life. I'm still, during my pregnancy, I didn't do anything, but before and even a little bit after, I was like thinking, okay, I can still party and hang out. I mean, I literally turned 21 a month later after giving birth to my son. But I will say he saved me. Having my son was everything I needed. He gave me a purpose that I didn't realize existed. I fell absolutely in love with him. It was still challenging. I never wanted to be a mom. I never wanted to have kids growing up, so I didn't have a clue what to do. I was grateful that I had my mom, who was a big support because, of course, his dad kind of had come back for a little bit and we thought we were going to be able to be together. And I think for me, what was really hard with that situation is that I felt like triggered because it was like my dad was happening all over again. Like I did not want my son to grow up without a father because I knew how much that impacted me. And I feel like especially a son like needs his dad, just like a daughter needs her dad. And I was like desperate. I wanted him so bad. I wanted us to work out. So I fought and I fought and I fought until I finally realized like this guy, he wanted his drugs. He did nothing to do with him. He even to this day acts like he does not exist. So again, it was a very hard journey, but there's resilience in us. Oh my gosh. And being a mom, let me tell you guys, we are bosses, right? We are such bosses. We do not realize the power, the capabilities that we already have just as a mom and as an individual. And we don't give ourselves enough credit to believe that we can do more as well, or even less, and work smarter, not harder. I think we feel like we have to do it all. And that's where the burnout comes from. That's where we get too overwhelmed and we just give up. But that is why I'm sharing this journey. That's why I'm bringing on other moms to this podcast to share their journeys, because I want to show you that anything is possible. And as somebody who has overcome the abuse, the drugs, being a young mom who had no idea what I was doing and I had to figure it all out. And even through that first, you know, 7 years of his life, I didn't really, I only had one other person that I really connected with and dated. And it was a horrible situation because he really did not also accept Josiah. And it took me a while to finally come to terms to realize this guy is not it. He is not the one to spend my life with. And at the time, I had already been single for so long that I desperately, again, wanted it to work and pushed for something that just wasn't right. So, of course, it ended badly, but I will never forget sitting there in my journal and writing and being like, a year from now, I will be over this guy. I will be over this pain, and I will be exactly where I'm meant to be. I'm going to be stronger from this. And I made that decision. And I decided from that point on to start taking care of me. And that's when I got introduced to life coaching, actually. And it changed everything for me because she really helped me to see that the importance of self-love and self-care, and that we have to also embody that version of ourselves now before we arrive there, because that is how you attract, because you attract who you are. And that's something on this journey that I've learned a lot about. It's understanding like our limiting beliefs and how much we get in our own way, how we create our realities. Our struggles are all because of what we believe. And I grew up in a very scarcity mindset that I had no idea about. So it's like seeing this and being able to unravel and do this inner work on myself and heal my inner child. Like go back and love on her in a way that she needed back then and not need any more validation, whether my father ever came back in my life or not. Just forgiving and letting go for my sake till I get my power back and I get to decide from now on and going forward, this is who I get to show up as. This is who I'm going to become. And this is who I'm always becoming. Because you know what I've realized now? She's always been there. I'm just now finally unleashing her. And it's amazing because I see it and I feel it. And it's empowering to know that despite what I've been through, I have made such moves in my life that, first of all, I don't even recognize that. Like, it's hard to even fathom that I ever did any of that stuff or even went through that stuff. And that is the power that we have within us already if we're willing to do the work and unleash that side of us. And believe. Oh my gosh, your beliefs, you guys, are everything. So I know a lot of you who are listening are probably in business, because I know mompreneurs are mainly my focus of like really helping and supporting, because I get the juggling and the challenges that come with that. But I want to encourage you to keep going and understand too. I hope that throughout all your business endeavors that you are prioritizing the mindset, the beliefs, the inner work, the opening yourself and expanding yourself to receive. Because it doesn't matter how much you learn about making a funnel or editing websites or about your content and your messaging and your branding and oh, I'm going to post on social media. I make these reels, I email list, all that. I get it. It is an important part of a strategy of understanding that. And that comes with it. But if you don't have the right energy, the right beliefs in yourself, in what you're doing, in your message, and who you're serving and how you're serving them, then you can do all the things and you're going to get the exact results that so many do and end up giving up. And they get that failure, they get the no's, which, by the way, even while you're doing everything in the right energy, even when you're showing up and doing all the right things, understand that getting the no's And having the crickets or whatever that experience is still part of the process. And that another is another thing in itself of trusting and allowing yourselves to learn, grow, and evolve from that. That's what brings those who don't quit to their success, because they do not quit because they see the end line. They see that vision of where they're gonna be, and they trust that God in the universe is always working to make that happen. And in order to really receive, you've got to go through all of it, all the good, the bad, the ugly. It's part of it. So don't beat yourself up. If anything, get a little excited because you've just arrived at that next step. Hey, now I can relate to my audience now. I get to tell them I know what it feels like to do a workshop or a webinar and not a single person shows up who signed up, or even nobody signed up at all. I know what it feels like to be on a call and feel so good about it and be like, I know I can help this person, but I bomb it, and she doesn't sign up with me. And let me tell you, it's actually setting you up to help that person you're meant to help, because it's not like, oh, it happened so easy for me. I woke up and I did this and I made millions overnight. Like, if it were that easy, first of all, everybody would be in business, right? But also, if it were that easy, then you really wouldn't be able to help those who don't have that type of experience. So I love to give that perspective. And honestly, God has been really showing me this on my journey of of being okay and really just learning to evaluate in a compassionate way too. It's not about, taking responsibility is very crucial and being accountable. Like, this is my business, this is my life, these are my decisions, and the outcome, is on me too. And so instead of being like, well, this program just didn't work for me because blah, 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 and making that excuses or putting the blame on the coach or the program, I get to look at myself and really ask myself, how much energy am I putting into this? Or how do I really feel, when I'm doing this stuff? Am I doing it out of resistance? Am I doing it because I feel like I should be doing it? There's so many questions that you can really look at a situation and be like, well, what did work and what didn't work? And what do I feel like I could do differently next time? Things like that is so powerful in really helping you to move forward, to get clarity, to build more confidence, to shift that negative voice too that comes and says, oh, see, you're a screw up, you're failing, maybe you're not cut out for this, maybe you're not meant for this. We all go through that. But it is up to us ultimately in the end to turn around and be like, you know what? Nope, I am meant for this. I got this. Maybe I haven't found my people yet. Maybe I haven't made that money yet and that sell yet, but exactly yet. That is one of the biggest shifts in my language that I started to do. Instead of saying, I can't get this or I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this yet. I'm not making this yet. And I encourage you to use that because it's a beautiful shift to let the universe and God know that I still trust it. It's on its way to me. It is always on its way to us. Always. And it's just helped me to learn, to grow, and to be ready so that when I receive it, I can carry it. And I'm not going to squander it. I'm not going to take it for granted. I'm going to really utilize it to help others, to grow, to do even more service. That's what I'm all about. And that is what I'm excited for. And I'm grateful for doing what I'm doing because I never saw this, you guys. I dreamt of it too. I remember when I was homeless and I was living with a guy and who we were dating. We had dated. I was living with him and his family and we broke up, but I still had to live with him because I had nowhere else to go. And I never forget like listening to Shinedown home, and it was like this once like verse is like all I ever wanted was a place to call my own. And I just remember looking up out of the window, listening to this song, and I just envisioned I want a house because I grew up in apartments my whole life too. Even when I did have, homes, most of it was apartments, income-based apartments. So I just remember thinking like when I have kids or when I raise my family, like I want a house, I want a fenced-in backyard. Like I had this vision. And you know what? When I had my first son, I lived in income-based housing. But you know what? That at the time too, that was kind of my limitations. That's all I believed was possible for me. It wasn't until later working with a life coach and really working to unravel and become the woman I was meant to be that I decided, like, this is another thing too, you guys. I love to share. Look for the opportunities that show up when you make these decisions. When you decide that you want more, or you're ready for something, or you're ready to have a change, or to find your soulmate, or evolve. Look at what shows up. So for me, a little while later, I remember I had this vacation scheduled to go to California to visit a friend with my son, and a part of me was I was thinking about moving there. I had always dreamed about moving to California, becoming an actress, whatever, and I thought, well, this could be an opportunity. I had nothing here going for me, and I remember putting it out there to God, and I said, God, if I'm not meant to do this, bring me my soulmate. And I kind of said it in a kidding way, but not really. I kind of put it out there. It was like that to me would be the only way that I would stay here because I was just tired of my life there, and I had that ugly breakup. So a couple months later, after working, with a coach, I remember one day being at work and this ad popped up for Match.com. And I thought, what the heck? Ugh, these dating apps are such jokes, whatever. But for some reason, I felt this intuition gut feeling in my mind, like, do it, Mary. Sign up for it. And you know what, you guys? I did. I jumped right on it and I signed up for like a trial. And let me tell you, that experience was almost exactly like I thought it would be. A bunch of losers, not, some things were okay. I had a couple of dates that were like, ugh, they flopped, whatever. A week before my ending, my trial was over. I was so ready. I was so done with this app, by the way. I was like, okay, this is it. But you know what? The cool thing is I did tell myself going into this, I said, you know what? I am doing this to learn more about myself and about what I do and don't want in a man. And I did. I learned so much in this journey. I opened myself. I allowed myself to have conversations. I allowed myself to go on dates. I allowed myself to discover, like, what is it that I do like and what is it I don't like? Because I never really let myself think about that. So definitely challenge you on that for if anyone out there is kind of struggling in the dating world. So, anyways, it was about a week before this was going to end, and this message comes in. It's from this guy named Alan, and it was like, "Hey, what's up?" And I remember looking at his photo, and he had these big piercings in his ears, and I was like, "Oh, this is just some punk guy, punk guy, whatever." And I put my phone down, and then not even like 5 minutes later, I get another ding that another message came in from him. And this time it was this beautiful message about, hey, I just want to say I'm so sorry for my generic message. You are very beautiful and you deserve more than that. I can tell because I really enjoyed what I read in your profile. I feel like you and I would really connect and get along very well, and I would be interested in getting to know you better. If you want to read my profile and if you feel the same, I would love to hear back from you. So, because of that message, I decided to go back and read his profile. And I was absolutely blown away. I remember feeling like this guy is like me in a sense. It was the weirdest thing. It was the most beautifully written thing. It's just not what I would expect from a guy like that. So, anyways, I ended up reaching back out to him, and you guys, the rest is history, man. Like we we have been now. We just celebrated 7 years of marriage. We're about to go on 10 years of being together come October. He ended up adopting JJ, and we had two more kids together. We've gone through a house fire. I mean, there's just so much to my story, you guys, that I don't even have time to share with you today because I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know some of you are probably listening, ready for me to announce the $100 Amazon gift card giveaway, but there's so much to my journey, and I'm just so grateful to be where I'm at today because I made decisions and allowed myself to just see what comes and just take those chances. If I felt like a program came up in my way and I felt compelled, like, okay, this is it, this is right, I did it. And sometimes I didn't always get the results that I thought I was going to get, but at the same time, I've learned that there's still so much that you learn from this that is still very powerful. Not to mention in some of these programs that I've done, that even though I may not have got the exact results that they promised, and a lot of it I take a complete responsibility for it because I don't think I was ready. This is why I tell people your mindset is everything. It's not about always just doing, doing, doing. It's about being. And the more we work on being, the easier those things that we learn to do shift exactly in the way we need them to because we're bringing out the frequency that attracts it. So that to me has been the most powerful lesson in everything that I've done. But even so, in some of these programs, I have met some of the most incredible people that to this day we still connect, we still are there for each other. I've built friendships. I know so many people in so many different areas that I can refer people to because I'm not an expert in all the areas. So it's like it's just a beautiful community of moms and women who I feel like, oh my gosh, like I literally talk to people in Australia. I talk to people all around the world. I get to now like even with this podcast, you guys, I was literally just scrolling one day on Facebook and this ad popped up about a boot camp for podcasting and I was like, I never really thought about podcasting before. I didn't think that was something for me. And but I decided something just told me to do it and I did and then bam, I met Kathy Heller and she's the most incredible human being and she has been somebody that I have followed and joined and learned from who has completely expanded my perspective of life and myself. And it's something I love to share now with moms and help others. But you see what I'm saying in this messaging? It's like, oh, you guys, there's so many opportunities for us, and we're all have our unique path. This is why I don't really like to necessarily have one. I'm working to structure things for moms, but I love customizing things because I believe that we all are meant to unfold in different ways and there's a reason behind that. And so I just love to be that cheerleader and support to guide you and to help you believe in yourself. So I'm going to believe in you until you can believe in yourself for you. But I also love to share and teach you the tools, the strategies, the things that I've learned along my journey that has helped me to stay grounded, to gain clarity, to just pause and reset because resetting is huge for someone, especially now that I'm even learning human design here of late and understanding that I'm an energy projector. So even understanding more about myself in that aspect helps me to know the best way to show up in my business, for my family, for me, and it's huge. So again, if you are somebody who is on this journey as an entrepreneur, as a mom, oh my gosh, look out, look and see what happens. Like follow that instinct. If you feel like this person that you're following or listening to just gets you, if you feel like, okay, this is my next step of teaching me something, of helping me to grow in a way, to it. It is worth the investment. It is worth the time and energy that you put into something that expands you. Because think about it, everything that we're teaching you is not for us, it's for you. It's something you get to rinse and repeat for yourself in every area of your life, whether it's personally or professionally. This stuff is amazing. And a lot of people who listen don't even may not even really understand what life coaching is. I challenge you to get on a call with a life coach. A lot of life coaches offers free consultations. I do too. I have the Radiant Mom Breakthrough call that I would love to invite anyone on. It's an hour time with me where we really get to uncover what it is that's holding you back. What is it that you dream of becoming and see yourself, and then where are you now and where can we bridge that gap to get you there? And there's it's so powerful having someone on your side to keep you going, to keep you inspired, to help make sure you hold you accountable even of achieving the results and finding and following through. Because I don't know about you guys, but that was always my problem, is I never followed through. Like I would start off strong, but after a while it's like I would dwindle away. But I've also learned more about myself and understanding that that's kind of how I work. I like to start something and then I'm ready for the next thing. And it's like I am that person who has these visions and I just love to just go, go, go. But at the same time, I also am learning I need to reset and I need to recharge. And so I'm honoring that time and I'm setting my boundaries and I'm delegating and I'm telling you these things are powerful and guiding you and helping you on your journeys and allowing you to become her. Like I am embodying her every single day, regardless of your circumstances. That woman, that version of yourself that you see that's confident, that's successful, that's wealthy, embody her each and every day, no matter what. And think, oh, how would she feel in this moment? What would she think about? You know, like how would she walk? How would she carry herself? How would she speak? How would she show up? And just do it and let it be messy. It's okay. I've done all this messy and actually I love it because For me, a relief that I don't have to pretend to be somebody I'm not. I don't have to be fake. I get to be me. And I know that the people I'm meant to serve are going to find me and I'm going to truly be able to show up for them exactly how they need me to be. And I love it. I love it so much. And I've grown. I can just tell you the difference between listening to my early on interviews to now. This is how it is, you guys. Every time you start something new, it's gonna be messy. It's gonna feel weird. That's meant to stretch you. But the more you do it, the better it gets, the easier it flows, the more you're just like, oh yeah, I can do this no problem. So just know it's all molding you and preparing you for what you're meant to do, for who you're meant to be. It's already done. You're just showing up for it. But it's still at the end of the day your decision because you can deny yourself from actually getting that result, from actually achieving the wealth and the success and the abundance because you don't truly believe it's possible. So again, I go back, your beliefs are everything. And if you don't feel like you truly believe that it's possible, that you believe in yourself, that you're worthy of wanting more, because let me tell you, I am super grateful for where I am right now in my life. I love my family. I love the fact that, hey, I got that house with my fenced in backyard, by the way. I did get it. It took years, but I got it. I manifested it. I manifested my soulmate. That soulmate came 3 months, or actually, no, because I say October and then it was like April. So, months before that trip to California, I met Alan. I met my soulmate. And let me tell you what else happened. A week before we had to go to California, my friend got hit by a car and was on crutches. So when we got there, she couldn't even walk and take us anywhere and do much. And on top of that, it was the coldest that had ever been, pretty much. It was the coldest time in California. And if anyone who knows me, I hate the cold. It was the most disastrous kind of like setup of an experience. And my favorite part of it, besides being with my son and waking up and making pancakes and things, was talking to Alan till like 3 o'clock in the morning and connecting more and more with him. I couldn't wait to get back to him. And that was the moment that I realized, holy crap, God's even more sending a sign. I'm not meant to be here. I'm meant to be back there. I did find my soulmate. And it wasn't long after that we moved in together and again, rest is history. We've been through so much. It's like it blows my mind even to know that I had never stopped believing that true love exists, even though I grew up with a mom who said love does not exist, and I grew up seeing horrible relationships between her and men, and then even myself, I had a lot of toxic relationships. I never at the core of myself stopped believing that my soulmate was somewhere out there, that God made someone just for me. And I love our relationship because our marriage is very real. We do not have this fantasy that, oh, it's meant to be rainbows and butterflies. We understand that we're going to get on each other's nerves. We understand that we're going to have challenges. We understand that life can be unpredictable, and sometimes we end up projecting things onto each other, that we take out things out on each other as well. But we really worked a lot to communicate, because let me tell you, communication is everything, you guys. It's everything in a marriage and a relationship. It's growing, evolving, allowing yourselves to be vulnerable with your partner, and both of you sharing and seeing what you guys need and how can you meet in the middle and compromise and be there and be selfish and selfless at the same time. It's a beautiful journey, and I'm going on it, and I love it. I love the modeling I'm showing my kids, what they're getting to see, what they're getting to grow up with. It's just a beautiful journey that's unfolding in front of my eyes, and I'm here for anyone who is on this journey and looking for that support. Just always know that there's so many people, even if I'm not the right one, there's many, many people out there who are there to support, love on you, and guide you. Don't don't walk away from that. That stuff is very powerful. It's truly, truly powerful in getting you there sooner than later or at all. There's no time like now to get started. So I know I've shared a lot today, and I'm just so grateful to you all. If any one of you are listening and you're wanting to get started, my ultimate advice to you is to find someone that you feel good with, that feels is like they're calling you, and get with them. But number one, two, work on the mindset, work on you, work on who you are, because what you are is what you attract. And that is such a powerful thing. Self-care is not something to be taken lightly. It's everything. Everything. You have to fill your cup up first. You have to take care of you first, mama. And then I'm telling you, the way you show up for everybody else is way better than when you allow yourself to sacrifice. When you sacrifice and feel like you have to do everyone, okay, everyone else is taken care of. Now I can focus on me. No, 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 no. Focus on you and then take care of everyone else. Just see how that little shift alone is going to change so much of your relationships. I mean, everything that we work on as a life coach, it's not just about a business, it's about you as an individual and how you get to show up in life. So it's valuable in so many ways. And I'm so grateful to be able to be here because of it and now get to help others. So, again, I just want to thank everyone who's been on this journey with me or who's now joining in and following this journey with me. I have some incredible, incredible, incredible guests that I am always interviewing and bringing on the show. If you are interested in being a guest, come reach out to me. I'm not doing interviews currently. I have all of them scheduled already, but I am going to be starting back come September, October for season 3. So if it's something you're interested in, reach out to me. You can email me at mary@marydibblecoaching.com. You can also visit me on Instagram, Mary D Coaching, and just send me a message and share a little bit about your story, what you would like to share on one of these episodes, and I'll be happy to see what we can work out. But I'm telling you guys, whew, I have some incredible guests coming up, and I can't wait to share their stories with you and keep inspiring you. So stay tuned, keep following the show. If you haven't yet, subscribe, follow along, and man, be uplifted. There's nothing like just going on a car ride or going on a walk or doing your dishes and doing your laundry and plugging into a powerful podcast episode of somebody telling you their story and sharing insights and perspective. And I'm all about business too for you, Mom. So I'm always providing some insights on how to really juggle things and how to navigate things, or even teaching you about ways to help you grow and scale your business. So there's goodies all around. And if there's anything specific that you would like to learn about or hear more about, let me know, because I am connected with so many amazing women. I'm happy to go and see what I can do to even myself to provide an episode for you that can speak on that. So don't be shy. Comment. Let me know what's going on. Also, if you like networking, I do host monthly mompreneur networking events called Mama Means Business. So come join us, follow me on Eventbrite, and let's connect, let's meet, let's support each other, because it's not just about networking, it's also masterminding. So you can share about your business, you can practice, what it's like to be like, hey, this is who I am, this is what I offer, and then see if how anyone tell them this is what I'm struggling with right now. Does anybody have any advice? What can I do? What's working for you? What's not working for you? Like, this is a place for us to come together and be safe, and we get to be real, and we get to help support each other. So if you haven't already joined, it's amazing. It's very intimate right now and I love it, but I know it's going to grow. So come join us, come get that good energy that we give, and yeah, be supported. Let's be there for each other, you guys. Let's rise and thrive together. So anyways, here's the time has come. I am going to work on doing the takeaways from this episode, and I will officially then announce the winner of the $100 Amazon gift card. So I want to again thank you all for tuning in with me today and with me for the podcast. I hope to continue inspiring, uplifting, and supporting you on all areas of life. Moms, remember, you are a boss already. You've got this. You are meant for this. So keep going no matter what. Much love. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Before we wrap the celebration episode, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, for listening, and for allowing me to walk this journey with you. Here are a few key takeaways I want you to hold on to from this episode and from my story. You are not broken. Your pain is part of your path, and your healing is possible. You don't have to stay stuck. Your mindset can become the greatest tool for your transformation. You deserve to believe in yourself, even if no one else ever did. You are allowed to rise from anything, even the lowest moments, stronger, wiser, and more radiant. You are worthy of love, peace, and a life that fills your soul, not just for your kids, but for you. You are not alone. Community support and mentorship can help you carry what you once thought would crush you. You get to write a new story. Your past does not define your future. And now for the moment you have been graciously or impatiently waiting for. I want to thank everyone who took the time to enter this giveaway and share it with others. The winner of the $100 Amazon gift card goes to Miss Liz Williams, congratulations and thank you for all your support. Please send an email to mary@marydibblecoaching.com to claim your prize. Mamas, this 100th episode is not just a milestone for me. It is a celebration of what's possible for all of us. If my journey lit even the smallest spark in you today, know this: that spark can grow into a fire that fuels your next chapter. Wishing you all the success, wealth, and abundance you deserve. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and keep believing in all you desire. You got this, Mama. Much love.